Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this nation a new liberty, conceived in for the proposition that all men are creating equal. Remember that? It is the introduction to Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is that I memorized it. And when you do a podcast, the worst thing that you can do is to memorize your content. Welcome back to Empower Your Voice. Unlock your podcasting potential. On today's episode, we're going to talk about what a really bad idea it is to memorize your content. Why? Number one, you may forget it. Number two, a distraction. Number three, something goes wrong with your laptop or your computer or your tablet and you can't pick up where you left off. Number three, the internet goes down. Number four, you're interrupted by the dog, the cat, your child, your spouse. Number five, what is a potential podcast host going to do? The first thing I can suggest is to review your material. Practice saying it. Guess what, folks? You're not going to say it precisely the same way every single time. It just doesn't work that way. So I'm going to let you know that what you say within the next 3 minutes may differ the next time you get up to do your podcast. Why? Because your memory is faulty. And lest you don't want to admit it, the older you get, the harder it is sometimes to hold on to those words. There are plenty of times when I'm talking to somebody or I'm emailing and putting together a text, my face goes blank and I think, where is that word? What word am I thinking of? And if you don't have a dictionary or a thesaurus handy, you do what I do and you write out the word on Google, ask for the definition or something close to it, and it usually can help you with it. So if you don't want to be caught with egg on your face, 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. And Mamma in her nightgown and I in our cap had just settled down for a long winter nap, when out of the lawn there arose from a clatter. I rose from my bed to see what was the matter. That's it, folks. That's what I memorized. Of course, I memorized that when I was in grade school. So I'm getting a little bit better, but not by much. So what you should do? Well, some of the advice or tips I'll provide to you is pretty easy. Have 3x5 cards. Remember watching Oprah on TV? Or maybe some of your other talk show hosts on TV around midnight, Johnny Carson? They either had 8x11 paper on their desk in front of them, or they had 3x5 index cards in which they wrote down their keywords and their key phrases to help you understand that they couldn't memorize everything that they had delivered that particular evening, and that they were going to cast their eyes like this, look at what was written, bring back their head up, establish eye contact, and then go ahead and proceed with whatever they have next on their agenda. Yes, people use 3x5 cards. And if they're not using that, then they have a teleprompter out in the wings where you can't see it. And they'll glance up, catch the few words they need to continue their conversation, swing their eyes away from the teleprompter, and then move forward. There are all kinds of tricks in the business. And as a potential host or a host with a co-host, there are a few tricks that you need to learn. So one of them is, if you absolutely positively need to memorize something, either use it with your intro or your outro or with a direct quote. That is fine. But please don't try to memorize 50 minutes worth of text, because it's not going to end well. I know, because if you're in the middle of something and something happens, the internet disconnects, there's a torrential rainstorm, a thunder, you're going to turn off your set. Otherwise, electricity may burn out the insides. At least I turn off my sets during a severe thunderstorm. And then you have to go back after the thunder passes and say, sorry about that severe thunderstorm. And then you're going to think, what were my next words? And then you're going to try and think. And if you're like me or most people, you're so upset or anxious that you're not going to recall exactly where you broke off in the middle of your memorized speech. Now, some people think I memorize my text because I speak without too many, likes and everything else. Well, I've been doing this for a long time. I also practice a lot how I'm going to say things, where I'm going to pause, where I'm going to put in dramatic effect, when I'm going to use my hands, mostly for emphasis, and all that other stuff that you see actors and comedians use their hands, their facial features, and their bodies to help them communicate and get their point across. And of course, if it's just audio, all the people are hearing is your voice. So you want to sound sincere. You want to sound passionate. But most importantly, you want to be known for you know what you're talking about. And you're not relying heavily on props to get you through it. Unlike an actor or an actress who has to memorize the lines that they're given, a potential host has to be ready for action. You never know when something is going to happen or something is going to interrupt your flow of words. So you have to learn how to think on your feet. Most people don't know how to do that. If they get interrupted, they're on a standstill. Well, make it into a pause, a heavy pause, if that. But make sure you understand that if you memorize your text, chances are 1 out of 100 people are going to manage to pull it off, and everybody else is going to sink. Which brings me to the upcoming masterclass on Empower Your Voice, Unlock Your Podcast Potential. It's going to be held on 2 days, April 2nd, which is a Tuesday, and April 5th, which is a Friday. On Tuesday, it will be held at 7 p.m. Eastern, and on Friday, it will be held 4 p.m. Eastern. How do you register? Well, there are certainly a lot of ways you can do it. You can either text me at 484-364-1032 or email us at pwrnetworkllc@gmail.com. Include your name, include your cell phone number, and include your email so we can get additional information out to you. It's not like I have the large, thick phone book to look up your phone number by your name. And Google does take time. Or you can go over to the website, passionateworldtalkradio.com, and in the comment section, there is a form, and you can put down saying, I am going to attend the masterclass. Put either date, April 2nd or April 5th, and then put down your name, your cell phone number, and your email address so we can send you additional information. Holy cow, April's only 2.5 weeks away, so you don't want to miss this because we at Passionate World Talk Radio Network provide you with information that you may not get otherwise. So you want to attend the masterclass April 2nd, April 5th, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the 2nd, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the 5th. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Please register. It is a free master class. That's it for today. Thank you very much for listening. And remember, come back tomorrow for the next episode of Empower Your Voice, Unlock Your Podcasting Potential.